Walk towards starter Robbie Supple on top of the rostrum. Just about bang on the off time of 3:30. They're off. They jump away for the Grade 1 Marsh chase. Shortest run to the first of the 16 scheduled fences, and Editeur de Gite in the red jacket leads them early on to Paint the Dream in the black and red, racing close up in second. Mr. Fisher with a star on the cap tracks the leading pair on the run to fence 2. And last year's winner and favourite Fakir Duderie and the J.P. McManus Silks, the hoops with the white cap, close up as they run on towards the third, which is the first of the open ditches. Editeur de Gite then giving a lead to Paint the Dream. Fakir Duderie and Mr. Fisher in the air together, third and fourth. San Calvados, the white and red on the sleeves, racing keenly in midfield. So Royal in the double green against the running rail as they take the fourth. Hitman in a sheepskin noseband out wide. And then Funambul Civil are inclined to take a bit of a grip. Striped sleeves with a couple behind leaving the back straight. All Mankind is racing towards the rear. And Captain Guinness has been dropped out in last place by Rachel Blackmore as they enter the final 2 miles and move towards the cross fence, the fifth. Editeur de Gite in the hands of Josh Moore, leading his 9 rivals, jumping soundly enough. Followed into the next turn by Paint the Dream, Mr. Fisher the rail, and Fakir Duderie the white cap a close fourth. Then San Calvados just ahead of So Roll cutting the corner, and Hitman the blue cap wide. And then a line of 3 in rear from the rail across, All Mankind, Captain Guinness the striped cap, and Funambul Civil away to the left. Here's fence 6, Editeur de Gite. All Mankind rather plunged at that, yellow jacket against the rail. On towards another open ditch, the 7th, Editeur de Gite with ears pricked. Leading by about 3 lengths now to Paint the Dream, heading the chase. Then Mr. Fisher to Fakir Duderie, So Royal. San Calvados, the red and white sleeves ahead of Hitman, Funambul Civil, Captain Guinness waited with, and All Mankind as they make the lengthy run between fences 7 and 8. So on the approach to the halfway point in the Grade 1 Marsh chase, Editeur de Gite with springs in his heels, safely out over it. All Mankind again was untidy. He's now last of the 10-strong lineup as they prepare to embark upon one further circuit. Editeur de Gite with Paint the Dream closer to him now, sitting at his quarters. A length and a half, Mr. Fisher stalking the leading pair. Fakir Duderie, Mark Walsh close up in fourth. Hitman is wide, So Raw the rail, and then San Calvados. Followed by Captain Guinness, Funambul Civil of the striped sleeves, and All Mankind yellow jacket remains at the back of the field. So starting off across the far side once more, a circuit completed in this Grade 1 prize, and Editeur de Gite, who's been in front from the outset, continuing to dictate here to Paint the Dream. All Mankind's becoming remote at the back of the field. He's dropped 6 or 7 lengths off them as a result of a couple of early errors. He hasn't been travelling for a while. Heading on now towards the 10th, Editeur de Gite to Paint the Dream, who's always been sitting in second in the leader's slipstream. Mr. Fisher, the star on the cap, still disputing third with Fakir Duderie. Then Hitman in the sheepskin noseband, and So Roll in a green jacket. Funambul Civil, widest of all, crossing the open ditch. Bad mistake, Mr. Fisher. Hit it halfway up. Good recovery. Well sat by James Bowen. San Calvados is still held up. Likewise, Captain Guinness, the striped cap, as they clear the last on the far side. All Mankind continues a remote last, and they're beginning their left-handed turn down the side of the course with 4 fences left to jump in the Marsh chase. Editeur de Gite, the rail, is now joined by Paint the Dream, who's come breezing alongside. Fakir Duderie is getting much closer. After that error, Mr. Fisher has dropped out swiftly, and he's now toiling in rear, and it's Paint the Dream who jumps on 4 out to Editeur de Gite. Fakir Duderie waiting in the wings. White cap now inching closer. So Royal up the inner is on the move. Hitman covering his move. Then Funambul Civil, widest of all, into the straight to Captain Guinness in a beige jacket. San Calvados in touch. The other 2 are well beaten, and Fakir Duderie comes to challenge Paint the Dream. 3 out. On the left, Hitman in the noseband joins in. Then So Royal, Captain Guinness in behind, finessed into it up into 5th as they approach 2 out. The last open ditch, Fakir Duderie and the nose-banded Hitman as one. They land ahead of So Royal and Paint the Dream, and now on the long run down towards the last, Fakir Duderie is asked to quicken, and the response is immediate. He bounds 2 lengths clear of Hitman chasing. Sir Royal back in third, then Paint the Dream. Fakir Dudery approaching the final fence, 3 lengths clear, and he wings it. Gets away from it ahead of Hitman and Sir Royal, and it's Fakir Dudery for a 4th Grade 1 success. Mark Walsh for Joseph O'Brien and JP McManus, and the Marsh chase if Fakir Dudery's again. Hitman is second, Sir Royal in third, then Paint the Dream and St Calvados.
Paul Nicholls going by, I think he said stick to the flat or something, so yeah, well done. Lovely horse, that's perfect, isn't it, for him? This track he loves, ground perfect, trip ideal.
Yeah, Mark gave him a fantastic ride, Tom, and delighted for JP and Frank and Kieran and all the team and John, and really good horse. He's been a real great servant to us over the last number of years. He turns up and runs his race every day, and Mark gave him a great ride, like I say.
What were you feeling watching him, particularly as the race developed?
I thought it was going pretty smoothly. He missed the last past the stand, I think, with a circuit to go, but other than that he jumped well, and yeah, Mark had him in the perfect spot throughout, and yeah, special horse.
Yeah, and he tanked into it, and then when he hit the front it never really looked him down.
No, yeah, he did. There was a moment when I thought the horse on his outside was going well, but we got a good jump at the last 2, and that sealed it for us.
Do you give up the sort of campaigning him over 3 miles now? This is his trip, is it? Do you think?
Well, I think we'll take it race by race, but he looks like he's pretty good at 2.5 miles, and when there's a suitable opportunity at that level or that grade and that trip, that we'll let him take his chance. But yeah, I wouldn't rule out changing things again, but we'll see.
Jumping seems to be his real asset as well.
Yeah, he's a good jumper, so he makes my job very easy, and Mark gave him a great ride.
How different is it? Obviously, we're hotting up for the flat season now. It must be a very different experience for you watching on these such vastly different races when you've got a 2.5 mile chaser compared to some of the horses you're running on the flat.
Oh, listen, it's very special to come to these big meetings, whatever code they're under, and to be able to have nice horses to run well and run good races in the good races, and we're very lucky to be in that position, and long may it last.
Horses still out on the track, I won't let you miss him. So just get an idea of the yard now, sort of jumpers and flat horses that you've got mixing around. Is there a sort of percentage that you've got flat and jumps? Do you consider it much more a flat yard, I guess?
No, listen, we're very lucky to be here this week, Tom, and come to Aintree with some nice runners. We have a nice horse running later on with support of some great people, JP, and yeah, long may it last that we continue to have nice horses to go to the good meetings and the good weeks.
And what about Banbridge later on? Can he make a successful transition up in grade?
I hope so. If he gets the trip, it's his first time at the distance, but he's come out of Cheltenham well and hoping to run well. And
it tends to be won by a future Grade 1 horse. Do you feel he could make it at the top level?
We'll find out today.
Cheers, Ed. Joseph, well done. Thanks.